Well, I mean, it was a disappointing result for us tonight. I thought we played really hard. I thought we did a lot of good things in the game. Thought it was two good teams battling it out. The first half, it was like the tale of two games, in my opinion. I thought the first half, neither team was doing a very good job defensively. And then the second half, I thought the defenses really stepped up on both teams and, made it more of a grinded out game there. The pivotal point of the game was when we were up 47-40 and they hit us with that 10-0 run, the back-to-back threes by Springs and Coffee. And, we weren't able to combat that with scores. We were subbing some guy. Our guys were tired. We tried to get some guys in there. And that was just a critical point to the game. I thought that 10-0 run that when they went up 50-47 on us. And then at the end, I thought we got a lot of good looks. I really did. I'm anxious to watch the tape. I thought Gavin got 2 or 3 wide open looks at the top of the key. I thought, we really executed a great play out of a timeout. Down 3, and Bmac had a great look right in front of our bench. Scotty had a great look in transition that would have tied the game there. And, you got to make those shots. You got to make, and I'm not blaming those guys. It's just when, in those games, like you gotta come up with the big shot if you want to. A great job. There were two or three kind of loose ball scrums there in the last few minutes that Lynch and I think Coffee dug one out, Lynch dug one out. And when you lose by, 1 possession, 2 possessions, a couple plays like that can mean the difference. So Minnesota's a very good team. And it's just tough. You want to come out at home. You want to play well. I want to thank our crowd. I thought our crowd was fantastic. I want to thank our students, our fans. Makes a big difference when that place is like that. I thought there was a great atmosphere in the building tonight, and I hope they'll stick with us. We fought our butts off tonight. We just came up a little short, and we're not going to stop fighting. There's 15 more games to go in this thing, and you just got to keep fighting. We got to go on the road now against a really good team in Nebraska and regroup and try to do what we can on Sunday. So I'm open for questions.
Coach, we saw a little bit of classic Bmac in the first half.
Yeah.
What is your message to him so we can get 2 halves out of that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played really well tonight. He started cramping a little bit in the second half, so that was an issue. He had to come out a couple times. His calf cramped up a little bit on him. So, I thought he played really well. I thought it was vintage Bmac. I thought he had a great spirit to him. I thought he was making plays. He shot the ball with confidence. I thought he had a couple assists that he would have had that guys kind of fumbled passes on rolls, but I thought he played great. I was really proud of him tonight. And, I think down the stretch he even made a big drive. He made a 3. So he was really good, and that's what it's going to take. We're going to need him to be like that if we're going to want to be successful in our conference.
Coach, you said your guys were tired during that 10-0 run. Did Minnesota change anything specifically that made it hard for you guys beyond that?
I don't think they changed. I mean, they were playing man. They stayed with their same coverages all night. I got to look at the tape, but 1 for 15 in the second half from 3. It's going to be hard, guys, to win a game if you do that. And I got to look at the tape, but I want to say at least 10 of those were wide open. And like I told our guys, it's games like that. It's not their fault. You shoot them with confidence, and we weren't able to make them. So Minnesota's good. They have a lot of length. They're big at the basket. They're hard to score on at the rim. With Lynch and Murphy down there, and Curry's length and Coffee's length. So you got to get in there and you got to kick the ball. And you got to take what they give you, which sometimes are the drive and kick threes. And we make 5 of 11 in the first half, and we're winning. And the second half, we make 1 out of 15. And so I thought more than anything, our poor shooting really did us in a little bit there in the second half.
The offense started to go a little cold in the first half when you went to the Skelly Pardon lineup, and then in the second half, you used the Skelly Pardon lineup a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it that way? Did you think it was the bigger lineup that was causing the lack of good shooting, or?
No, I mean, Gavin's a good shooter. So, Gavin can roll out there and make shots. So, we want him to do those little pick and pop shots and take it. He didn't make them tonight. He's 0 for 6, but we encourage him. I mean, he can make that shot, and that's been a real key for us. Sanjay, had a tough time tonight. He was in foul trouble. He couldn't really get anything going. So, we ended up going with Gavin at that 4 spot, especially too against their size. Murphy's a strong guy, so I wanted to combat him with Gavin, and Derek was guarding Lynch. So I just think it was because of tonight. That's kind of the lineup we went with, and again, I thought they did a lot of good things. I was really proud of Pardon. He hasn't played in 5 weeks. For him to come out after not playing, I thought he made some great moves in the post. He gave us great energy, 9 and 8. To me, that was a big bonus and a big positive going into our next game.
Coach, to follow up on Pardon, his first game back, he went 32 minutes. I mean, was that the plan from the outset, or was he just?
No, I mean, he's been, when you have a hand injury, you can still run. So, I mean, he's stayed in shape. He's on the treadmill. He's running on the court. He's doing different things. So it wasn't really about his conditioning. It was more about his timing. And I didn't come into the game with any premonitions about how much I was going to play him. I was under no restrictions. I was just going to play him. He was back. He practiced for a week. He looked really good. He was in good shape. He was ready to go. There's no reason to ease him back if he's ready to play. And I don't think his minutes were a problem. I thought he gave us great minutes and was ready to get back in there. So that's the one thing that's good about a hand injury. You can keep your wind up. Sometimes when you have a foot or a leg injury, you can't run. So it takes a while to get your game legs back. He was able to do a lot of stuff. He just couldn't do anything with his right hand.
Coach, you were down at sort of the end of the shot clock 4 or 5 times there. What was leading to that inability to get an open look? Was that Northwestern in offense?
Well, I don't think it was lack of urgency. I mean, I think we were trying to execute our stuff. I thought they did a good job on those possessions, kind of, taking us out of what we were trying to do, with our offense, with our screening, and then you get up against the clock sometimes. They were up against the clock a number of times as well. So, that's where in those situations you got to try to manufacture a good shot. And I thought 2 or 3 times, like you said, maybe even 4, we weren't able to get a good look at the end of a shot clock. That's something we got to look at and continue to improve upon, because you're going to have that in the game. I mean, teams are good. Teams have defensive game plans. You're going to have a handful of possessions where you're going to get to the last 5 seconds of the shot clock, and then are you able to create something? And, that's what we have to get, a little bit better at, a little bit more proficient, where we can get fouled or get ourselves into the paint and find a way to get some points.
Coach, you talk about the 18-round boxing match all the time, and you went on the road, tough loss against Michigan State, come back, and then another tough one here. I guess you flip the 2 halves, and you have that story. What does the message change to your guys after the game at all, or is it just stay in it?
Yeah, I think just stay with it. I mean, it'd be different if I didn't think we were fighting, and it'd be different if I thought we got outfought. I don't think we got outfought. We got outplayed. They made some key plays in the last 8 minutes to beat us. It wasn't about effort. It wasn't about fight. And we did a lot of good things. I mean, that's a good basketball team. They're 14-2. They just won at Purdue. They're good. They have great guards. They have really good big men. They have good depth. I mean, we can't change our tune. Are we disappointed and upset? Absolutely. We came here tonight to win the game. It didn't happen for us. We got 2 days. We play on Sunday afternoon. We got to rally, regroup, like you said. And now, when you lose one at home, you gotta find a way to make it up somewhere on the road. And everybody in our league is good. So every game is going to be like this. And in order for us to win, we got to play really well. We got to play smart. We got to execute. And that's what we intend to do on Sunday afternoon.
One last question. You guys shot 35% at Michigan State and then 38% tonight. How much do you think that is just the Big Ten being a really good defensive conference, and how much of it is your own shooters' struggles?
Yeah, I mean, probably a combination of both. Tonight, I mean, Minnesota, like I said, that Minnesota is hard to score at the basket. So they take away a lot of what you can maybe get easy. They have one of the nation's leading shot blockers in Lynch, and they have with Murphy and Curry and Coffey. There's a lot of length at the basket. So they force you to kind of make jump shots. And, tonight, and like you said, the other night, 2 games in a row, our offense, I thought our offense was great in the first half. Would we shoot 50? we shot 52%. We were very efficient. We had 39 points. I thought the ball was moving. Second half, I thought it just became a grind-out game. I mean, look at their they go 9 for 28 in the second half. Both teams, I thought in the second half, really clamped in. It became a back-and-forth battle. And but to your point, like we have to be more efficient offensively, and especially down the stretch of the games if we want to win these games. And we're going to keep working at it to get it done. Thank you, guys. See ya.